What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through my round 10 tips for the 2024 AFL Premiership season. It is Indigenous round. Well, we've got 2 weeks of Indigenous round, so I've got the Indigenous round jersey for Collingwood. It's not this year's one, but it's one of them. I'll be running through my tips for round number 10. Before we do that, let's take a look and see how I did back at round number 9. In round number 9, I got a total of 6 out of 9 tips last round. So I didn't do too bad. I didn't do, the best, but I didn't do too bad. The tips that I got correct, you can obviously see on the screen right about now. But these are the tips that I got correct. I got the Carlton tip correct. I got the Sydney tip correct. I got the Dogs tip correct. I got the Suns tip correct. I got the Pies tip correct, and I got the Adelaide tip correct. But if you tipped Brisbane, you also got it correct because it was a draw. What a fantastic game that was to finish off round number 9. Taking a look to see where that has me in my own tipping comp. I'm currently in 26th spot, so I made no movement from last round whatsoever. In first spot, again, we do have Graz, who is on a total score of 57 points, but got a total of 4 out of 9 tips last round. And there is someone in second spot who's also got 57 points and got 7 out of 9 tips last round. So yeah, it's tied at the top. There's no actual winner at the moment. It's 57 apiece at the top. There's a few people on 56, 55 as well. So it's tied at the top again. Graz, with only 4 out of 9 last round, has things evening up at the top of the leaderboard in my own tipping competition. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a look and see what my tips are for round number 10 / Indigenous round for the 2024 AFL Premiership season. Alright, kicking off round number 10, we've got the Gold Coast Suns taking on Geelong in Darwin. The Suns are coming off that win against North Melbourne, which was in Darwin, whereas the Cats, they're coming off a 6-point loss against the Port Adelaide Power, which was at the Kangaroos as well. So what a surprising result that was last round. This should be a good game of footy. It is in Darwin. The Suns, they've got a lot of experience playing in Darwin. They've played a few matches there, so they know what the conditions are going to be like. The Cats, they're coming off 2 losses in a row, 2 very slim losses in a row. They would obviously want to get the win in this game to not make it 3 losses in a row, and that's what I'm backing the Cats to do. I'm backing the Cats to beat the Suns in this game in Darwin. It should be a fairly good contest. It's going to be, very humid, so the ball's going to be very slippery, which should make for a very tough and good contest between these 2 sides. Both teams are playing pretty decent at the moment. The Suns, they've won 3 of their last 5 games. The Cats, they've also won 3 of their last 5 games, but they've lost 2 in a row, like I did say before. So it should make for a good contest, but I am going to be backing in the Cats to get back on the winners list in this game over the Suns. I do think it's going to be very competitive, and the Cats, they've got a few players out, so I'm going to be backing in the Cats by a total margin of 14 points over the Suns. Next up, we've got the Sydney Swans taking on Carlton on Friday night at the SCG. The Swans are coming off that win against the Fremantle Dockers. The Blues, they're coming off that exciting 1-point win over the Blues. What a game it was last round for Carlton. Just managing to hold on against a fast finishing Melbourne side. This should be another very good contest. Both teams, they're playing very decently at the moment this season. But I am going to be backing in the Swans to get the job done. This game is at the SCG, the home of the Sydney Swans, and they're playing terrific footy at the moment. So it all is heading for a Swans win in this game. But Carlton, they're obviously going to be very competitive. They've been competitive in literally every game this season, which has them in the top 8 at the moment. The Swans, they've been terrific. They're first on the ladder as of recording this video, so I'm going to be backing in the Swans. at home to get the job done over the Blues. Next up, we move on to the Saturday games kicking off at the MCG 145. It is my Pies taking on the Adelaide Crows. This should be another very good contest. I know that last year the Adelaide Crows really took it to us for 2 games last season. And I think the combined winning margin for those 2 games last season that we had against Adelaide was like 3 or 4 points. So yeah, those were some good games against the Adelaide Crows last season, and I reckon this should be a good game as well. Adelaide, they're in some decent form at the moment. You know, they beat the Power and then they drew against the Brisbane Lions. So they're coming into this game with a bit of confidence behind their back. But I am going to be backing in my Pies to get the job done over the Crows in this game. I really enjoyed what I saw last round against the West Coast Eagles. I know it was against the West Coast Eagles, but we had a very young side, a side with a lot of VFL players, pretty much a makeshift forward line as well, and we were still able to score over 100. I mean, the midfield was good as well, which helped us score over 100. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in my Pies to get the job done over Adelaide in this game, but I do think it's going to be a very tight game. But yeah, I'm still backing in my Pies to get the job done. Come on, the Pies. Next up, we've got the 4:35 game between the Giants and the Western Bulldogs at Giants Stadium. The Giants are coming off that 20-point loss against the Bombers, whereas the Dogs, they're coming off a 91-point win against the Tigers. So yeah, it should be a very good contest, this game. It normally is between the Giants and the Western Bulldogs. You know, they've built up that very good rivalry between these 2 sides. So yeah, it should make for a very good contest. The Giants, they've lost 2 in a row, but I don't think they're going to lose 3 in a row. So I am going to be backing in the Giants to get the job done at home against the Western Bulldogs. But I do think it's going to be a very good game. You know, the Dogs are going to be coming in to this game with a lot of confidence after a 91-point win last round over the Tigers at the MCG. So yeah, it should make for a good contest, this one. But yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Giants to get the job done over the Dogs in this one. Next up, we've got the Lions taking on the Tigers at the Gabba. The Lions are coming off that draw against the Adelaide Crows. The Tigers, they're coming off that 91-point loss against the Western Bulldogs. I'm going to be backing in the Lions to get the job done over the Tigers in this game. You know, the Lions, they were injury-riddled last round. They're still a bit injury-riddled this round as well, but they managed to get a draw against the Adelaide Crows. So that is a step in the right direction for them. You know, the Tigers, they got beaten by 91 points. I do hope they're a little bit more competitive in this game than they were last round against the Western Bulldogs. But yeah, it's at the Gabba. The Tigers, they're in a bit of a slump at the moment. The Lions are a bit 50-50 this season, but they should be able to get the job done over the Tigers in this one, and that is what I backed them in to do. Then the last Saturday game of the round, we've got St Kilda taking on Fremantle at Marvel Stadium. What a terrific game this should be. The Saints are coming off that devastating 5-point loss against the Hawthorn Hawks in Tasmania. The Dockers, they are coming off that 48-point loss to the hands of the Sydney Swans last round. So both teams coming off losses heading into this game. God, this is a tough game to tip. It could really go either way. I did say last tipping video that any result could happen in Tasmania, and that's what happened. The Hawks got up. It's a tough game to tip. I am going to be backing in the Saints just marginally to get the job done over the Dockers at home. I really feel like they need this. They need this win, St Kilda, to get a bit of confidence back into their season, and just to give them a sort of glimmer of hope. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Saints over the Dockers, but it's one of those games where I can see myself changing my tip potentially on the day. It's a tough game to tip, this one. I'm just marginally going to be backing in the Saints to beat the Dockers in this one. Next up, we've got the three Sunday games kicking off at Marvel Stadium. 1:10 p.m. No 1 o'clock start time this round. We've got the 1:10 p.m. is back and ready to go. Kicking off first, we've got the Bombers taking on North Melbourne. The Bombers are coming off that 20-point win over the Giants. The Kangaroos are coming off that loss in Darwin's to the hands of the Swans. I'm going to be backing in the Bombers to get the job done in this game over the Roos. The Bombers are in some very good form at the moment. As of recording this video, they're third on the ladder. So yeah, they're playing some decent footy at the moment. In their last 5 games, they actually haven't lost as well. So yeah, they're playing some good footy. North Melbourne, I mean, what really can you say? It's just the same story every week. They're good in patches, but they just can't find a way to get the job done. I do obviously hope that they're competitive in this game, that they have a good competitive showing. I can't see them getting the job done over the Bombers, so I'll back the Bombers in to get the job done over the Roos in this one. Next game, the second game on the Sunday, 3:20 p.m, which means it's going to be our Channel 7. It's not just a Fox Footy Sunday. We've got a Channel 7 game on the Sunday, and it is Port Adelaide taking on Hawthorn at the Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide are coming off that 6-point win at the Cattery against the Cats. Hawthorn, they're coming off their second win in a row, and it was against the Saints. So who knows? You never know. The Hawks, they're in some okay form at the moment. They've beaten the Dogs, they've beaten the Saints. It's hard to say though, because I feel like Hawthorn normally play well against the Dogs and the Saints. So are those results really surprising? Kind of, considering where Hawthorn are on the ladder. But like I said before, Hawthorn tend to normally play well against the Dogs and the Saints. So, you know, it is what it is. In this game, though, I'm going to be backing in Port Adelaide to get the job done over the Hawks in this one. It's at the Adelaide Oval. They got a big win last round in Geelong, the Power. So they're going to be very happy, and, you know, they're going to be filled with confidence after that game. So, yeah, I'm going to be backing in Port Adelaide to beat the Hawks in this one. And the last game of the round, we've got the West Coast Eagles taking on Melbourne at Optus Stadium. The West Coast Eagles are coming off that loss to the hands of my Pies, whereas the D's, they're coming off that 1-point loss. So they also lost that 1-point loss against the Blues last round. I'm going to be backing in the D's to get the job done over the Eagles in this game. It is at Optus Stadium though, so it could make for a very tight contest. You never know. The Eagles have had their, you know, fair share of good results at Optus Stadium this season, so you just never know. But yeah, I'm going to be backing in the D's. They're 4th on the ladder as of recording this. I just really can't see them losing to the Eagles with the way that they've been playing this season, Melbourne. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in the D's to beat the Eagles in this one at Optus Stadium. And those are my tips done and dusted for round number 10/Indigenous round. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will be doing a match day vlog of the Pies versus Crows game, so you've got that to look forward to on the weekend. I should be getting that out on the Sunday. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that this video, and I will see you for that vlog on Sunday. Cheers.